You become for a moment after successful meditation incapable of continuing in the act, as though it were a physical, creative act. You are just as impotent after you have prayed successfully as you are after the physical, creative act. When satisfaction is yours, you no longer hunger for it. If the hunger persists, you did not explode the idea within you, and you did not actually succeed in becoming conscious of being that which you wanted to be. There was still that thirst when you came out of the deep. If I can feel that I am that which but a few seconds ago I knew I was not, but desired to be, then I am no longer hungry to be it. I am no longer thirsty because I feel satisfied in that state. Then something shrinks within me, not physically, but in my feeling, in my consciousness. For that is the creativeness of man. He so shrinks in desire, he loses the desire to continue in this meditation. He does not halt physically, he simply has no desire to continue the meditative act. When you pray, believe that you've received, and you shall receive. When the physical creative act is completed, the sinew which is upon the hollow of man's thigh shrinks, and man finds himself impotent or is halted. In like manner, when a man prays successfully, he believes that he is already that which he desired to be. Therefore, he cannot continue desiring to be that which he is already conscious of being. At the moment of satisfaction, physical and psychological, something goes out which in time bears witness to man's creative power. Neville Goddard. When you have genuinely experienced the fulfillment of whatever it is you desire, you have gone within your imagination and given what you want to yourself. You will no longer desire the thing that you once wanted, because you are now conscious of being that which you desire to be. It is yours. You are now that person. When you have what you want, you no longer desire having what you want, because what you want is now in your possession. There's no need for desire. There's no need for wanting or craving something outside of you, because you've already experienced its fulfillment within. We are no longer choosing to identify with the outer man or the one who may not be currently experiencing the thing that we want to experience externally. The second that you experience fulfillment within, as the inner man, choose to identify with that state, and you've genuinely felt its fulfillment within, it is done. By remaining loyal to that state and identifying yourself with that state, we understand that you will experience as a byproduct the thing that you want externally. It will happen as a byproduct. But that feeling of indifference that you get after giving what you want to yourself is an indicator that it's done. You have it. You are now in possession of the thing that you once wanted, and you are the person who you want to be. You are now in possession of what you once wanted. There's no need to do anything else. You've given it to yourself. One key sentence I want to highlight in this quote from Neville is, "In like manner, when a man prays successfully, he believes that he is already that which he desired to be. Therefore, he cannot continue desiring to be that which he is already conscious of being." You cannot desire what you already are. If you've experienced fulfillment within, that fulfillment is yours. You have it. You own it. It's in your possession. You can't desire it any longer because it's yours. If you still wanted something or desired something, then you haven't given it to yourself. You haven't given yourself permission to experience it within. If you're feeling this indifference to your desire, know that it is now yours. You've given it to the inner man. The thoughts that you think on a consistent basis are pointers and they're indicators to your state of being. If you are thinking from lack and from desire, and you are still thinking of wanting something externally, that's what you're choosing to identify with, and those thoughts are just a reflection of your state, like I said. You are operating from lack. You're still choosing to identify with the lack of what you want. If you have thoughts of indifference, if you have thoughts of understanding that it's done, then it's done. And because you are indifferent and you have that indifference and you're thinking thoughts of indifference, then that's an indicator that you're operating from fulfillment, because you know what you want is already yours. You've already given it to yourself, and the job is done. You've experienced it within. Just to ask a simple question, if you were genuinely in possession of the things that you wanted, if someone handed you the things that you wanted, it would be weird if you still wanted it. Like, it wouldn't make sense. If you had that which you wanted, would you still desire it? If you had that which you wanted, would you still want it? Would you still crave it? Would you believe that you weren't in possession of it? So when you've experienced the fulfillment of what you want, realize that that is you genuinely experiencing the thing that you want. You can feel and tap into the feelings of that fulfillment, regardless of anything externally. So give yourself permission to experience fulfillment within. Remain loyal to that state. And don't be afraid if you are now indifferent to what you once desired. It's just an indicator that you've just genuinely experienced the fulfillment of what you want within, and it's yours now. You no longer want it because you have it. How could you still desire something if it was already yours? If you already had that which you wanted, you wouldn't want it because you had it. You were in possession of it. A lot of times people experience this indifference. They no longer cling to the desire of whatever it is they want. They no longer attach themselves and their self-worth to experiencing it externally. And the reason this is the case is because they've gone within and they've allowed themselves to experience the fulfillment that is genuinely here and now. You don't need to wait. There's no reason to wait. You can experience the things that you want right now. And once you've done that, and you've done that to such a degree where it feels real, then it's yours. It's no longer out there. You've experienced the fulfillment within. It's here and now. So you're indifferent. You don't care about it showing up externally because you already have it. You've already tapped into the feeling and the knowing that it is yours. You've accepted that as fact. You have that inner conviction and you've just accepted it. It's done. You're no longer in a state of desire because you've tapped into fulfillment. You're operating from fulfillment. That's why you experience this indifference to your desire, because it's yours. Of course you're indifferent. Why would you want what you have? You have it. It's yours. Think about the things that are normal and natural for you to experience in your day-to-day. You may be grateful for them, but it's normal and natural for you to experience them because it's who you are. It's what you are. So when you become indifferent to the things that you once wanted, it's normal and natural for you to experience it because it's who you are. You've identified with it to such a degree where it just feels normal and natural for you to be it, to have it. So that's where that indifference comes from. It's yours now. It's just yours.